Happy morning, children. How are you? I hope you are all fine. Totally, how many lessons we completed? Anybody knows? Yes, totally. We completed the four lessons. Today is the new lesson. What is the name of the lesson? Plant and animal hormones. Okay. If it is a plants or animals, both are there. The hormones plays a vital role for the physiological and biological functioning. The hormones plays a vital role. Without the hormones, there is no functions occur in our body as well as the air. Parts of the air plant. If it is a growth or ripening of the fruit or maturation of the fruit, for all the things we need their hormones. So in this lesson totally we are going to study about their hormones of the plants and animals. What are the things we are going to discuss in this lesson means what is called as a plant hormones. How the plant hormones based on their function it was classified and what are the physiological effects of each hormones. This is about the hormones occur in the plant. Next one is what are the glands present in the human beings, how it was differentiated. If having the separate organs means it is called as a exocrine. There is no specific organs. There is so it is called as a endocrine. Exocrine means saliva. Saliva is present in our mouth. As sweat glands, it is present in the skin. It is called as a duct glands. Endocrine glands, a pituitary, thyroid, adrenal cortex, gonadotrophic. These are all not having their separate organs. They secrete in the specific site and do their function, that is called as a endocrine glands. And what are the disorders? If the hormones secreted in the high amount, it is also problem. If it is secreted in the less amount, it is also a makes a problem for the living things. For just one simple example, if we take the growth hormones, normally the height of the man means 5.5 or 6 feet. But if it is a hormone secreted in the air, high amount means the height of the air, human beings will be increased. If it is secreted in the less amount means it will be decreases. The height of the air, human beings will be decreases. This is the problems. So how much amount that is there beneficial for the human beings. If is secreted in the high, it is also problem. If secreted in the low, it is also problem. Okay, what is called as a hormones? Hormones means excite, and functions of the control and coordination of the plants is performed by the some of the chemical substances. Yeah, chemical substances that is produced by the plants, that is called as a plant hormones. It is a 2 mark from the third line to sixth line. Different plant hormones means the functions of their control and coordinations in plants are controlled by their chemical substances produced by their plants are called as a plant hormones. And secreted by the plant, so only it is called as a phytohormones. It is called as a phytohormones. These phytohormones transported to different parts of the plants. The hormone secreted means not occurred in their specific place. It was distributed to the different parts or transmitted to the different parts of the plants. Okay, this is the plant hormones. Next come to the endocrine glands. In the vertebrate animals, especially in the ninth standard, we studied about their how the animals are classified based on their symmetry or based on their presence of their notochord, like that. Having the backbone means the animal is called as a vertebrate. There is no backbone means that is called as a invertebrate. So the endocrine glands in the vertebrate is a diverse communication system. It coordinates the physiological and metabolic function, that is called as a chemical integrations. The endocrine system acts through the chemical messengers known as the hormones. So the hormones is also called as a chemical messengers. So the physiological process, what are the physiological process? Maybe a growth or development or reproductions or digestion. These are all called as a physiological process. These all the things are controlled and coordinated by the hormones. Okay, first the we enter into the plant hormones. You see that having the flow chart, the plant hormones classified into two types, mainly the five types of the plant hormones: auxin, cytokinin, gibberellin, ethylene, and abscisic acid. Among the five, the first three belongs to the growth promoters. What is meant by growth promoters? Promoters means encourageable, supportive. That is called as a promoters. So it encourage or support for the growth of the plant. So only it is called as a growth promoters. Next, growth inhibitors. Inhibitors means opposite to the promoters. Supportive means non-supporter. Discourage, prevent, that is called as a growth inhibitors. The two hormones ethylene and abscisic acid. Children, both the hormones are essential for plants because the growth promoters alone, for example, if you take the coconut plant or mango or any plant, if you take the coconut plant means only the growth promoters hormones only occur means what will happen? The tree will grow for a huge height. There is no limit. But the growth inhibitors, what they do means they stop their growth and make the plant to move to the next stage. Move to the next stage means to produce the tender coconut. Then only it is useful for the animals. So for the plant, the growth promoters as well as the growth inhibitors, both are the important for the plants. So don't think that the growth inhibitors is the enemy for the plant like that. Don't think. Both the hormones are need for the functions of the plant. Okay. First hormone that is called as a axin. Already I told that the axin is coming under the which hormone? Growth promoters. The axin having the history. How the scientists they discovered the axin. First hormone, how it was discussed having the one small story. The first introduced by the scientist that is called as a Kogel and Hagen. They only introduced the term, introduced the introduced by the hormones. The first plant hormones are discovered by the introduced, the axin was introduced by the Kogel and Hagen. It is produced at the tip of their plants, tip of their root. It may be a root or stem. It was produced. Next, in the year of the 1880, Charles Darwin found somewhat influences occur in the tip. That influence only responsible for the growth of the plant, like that they assume. But they not but Charles Darwin didn't say this is called as a action like that. Next, the first Warmold went. He belongs to Dutch biologist. He only explained that the influence was called as a axin by the one of the experiment. So he take the one plant, the Avicenopsilopids. He cut the tips. He cut the tips, tip of the plant. Get the tip of the plant and remove the tip, and remove the tip. The picture they having there, the book they have, you having their picture. They first they cut the tip and leave the plant. After a few days there is no improvement in the plant. The second experiment, what he do means he apply the agar block. He placed the cutted tip on the above the agar block and left the experiment. There is no response. In the third experiment only, he placed the agar block alone on the cutted part of the stem of the plant. So automatically in a certain days the growth will be occurs. So he concluded that a sum of the substances occur in the coleoptile tip that only responsible for the growth of the stem, like that he concluded that. Then he concluded that substances chemicals is present in the coleoptiles, that is called as a axin. So axin means to grow. Based on the air producing, it is classified into two types. One is called as a natural axin, the another one is called as a synthetic. Natural axin, the another one is called as a synthetic. Synthetic means artificially synthesis, that is called as a synthetic. Natural means naturally in plants it was produced, that is called as a natural axin. Example, that is IAA, indole 3 acetic acid. Indole 3 acetic acid, these are all coming under the natural axin. And synthetic axin, the synthetic axin, that is example 40, that is called as 2,4 dichlorophenoxy acetic acid. 2,4 dichlorophenoxy acetic acid. Okay, and not only the N40, as well as the other synthetic acids also, axins also occur. PAA, phenyl acetic acid, IAN, indole 3 acetonitrile, and IBA, indole 3 butyric acid. These are some example for the synthetic acid and physiological effects. The each plant hormones, there are five physiological effects are give. So all the one you write, put on tabular column by five column. One for axin, another for cytokinin, gibberellin, abscisic acid, and ethylene. So you draw a tabular column and you write in there hints like that, means it will be very useful for you, easily keep in our mind. The axin is a elongation of the stem. So the plant having the stem, elongation is occurred due to the axin and induce the root formations. Some of the plant having the large more number of the root. This all because of the synthesis of the production of the axin. And axin produced by the apical bud and suppress the lateral bud. What is called as the apical bud and lateral bud? If you take the jasmine flower, means the top of the plant having the end bud is present. A flower is present, that is called as the apical bud. A lateral side, if the bud is present, that is called as a lateral bud. So it promote the air only the apical bud only, and suppress means not support for the lateral bud. So only it is called as a apical dominance. Apical dominance means it is support or it allow the growth of the bud occur in the top of the plant. So only it is called as a apical dominance. Next, parthenocarpic. Parthenocarpic means some of the grapes having the end, there is no seeds. The fruits are not formed without fertilization. Without the fruition of the male and female gamete, the fruit may be formed. That is called as a parthenocarpic fruit. Watermelons, grapes, lime, etc. These are some example for the parthenocarpic. This also occur due to their axin. And axin prevent the formation of the abscission layer. Abscission means what? Cutting of the air or remove the air or detach any part of the plant. It may be a leaf, it may be a flower, it may be a fruits. That is called as a abscission. Just imagine if any leaves falls on the air, falls from the plant, means what will happen? The plants become aged and certain time it will be die. That will be happen. So that not allow the plant to do like this. So this axin. So because only it is called as a growth promoters. Only 5 points. First one is called as a elongation. Second one is called as a root formation. First stem. Second one is a root, and third one is a bud, apical bud, and fourth one is called as a, next we come to the fruit, and last one is called as a abscission layer. These are the physiological effects of their axin. Okay. The next hormone, the another hormone, cytokinin. Cytokinin. It is also coming under the growth promoters. First isolated from the fish, that is called as a herring fish sperm. Herring fish sperm. Sperm is the male gamete. Herring fish sperm, and zeatin was the cytokinin isolated by the G-maze from the plants and animals. The cytokinin was occur. The cytokinin is abundantly in the coconut milk. Unlike the word coconut milk, where the cytokinin may be asked in the one word. Okay, cytose means it denotes the cell. Kinesis means division, cell divisions. So a increase or promote their cell divisions. When two cells means increase, three cells, four cells, like that it will be goes on. Okay, it induce stimulate their cell division. So automatically it stimulate the cell division means what will happen? The size of the plant will be increases. Size of the plant will be increases. Okay. First, physiological effects. The first point is a cell division. Induce the cell divisions. Due to the cell division, what will happen? The cell enlargement will be occurs. Cell enlargement will be occurs, and any new organs are formed from the plant means the both the auxin as well as the cytokinin is the important. Cytokinin is the important, and one thing is opposite to the axin. In the axin, what we saw, it support their apical bud, but cytokinin support the lateral bud. There apical bud, here lateral, but even the presence of the apical bud. If apical bud is also present means it support only the lateral bud, and delays the process of aging in the plant. This is called as a Richmond-Lang effect. To one, define Richmond-Lang effect means delays the process of aging in plants. Delays the process of the aging in plant. That is called as a Richmond-Lang effect. Okay, so these are the 5 physiological effects of the cytokinins. First one, cell division. Due to cell division, cell enlargement, formation of new organ, and fourth one is called as a lateral bud, and fifth one is called as a Richmond-Lang effect. So these 5 words alone, if you write in the rough note, means it's enough. This is easily memorable. The next one, the another one, hormones. What is that? Gibberellin. It is the last hormone for which one? Growth promoters hormones. It is abundantly found in the plant hormones. In compared to the other hormones, it is gibberellins alone occur in the large amount. It was first observed by the Kurosawa, a scientist, the year of the 1926. The disease is called as a back end diseases, and by the how which the back end disease is caused by the fungus. The fungus name is called as a Gibberella fujikori. What is the name of the fungus? Gibberella fujikori. So it is identified as the gibberellic acid. The gibberellic acid is the responsible for the back end diseases. It was occurring in the fungus, that is called as a Gibberella fujikori. And physiological effects. What are the physiological effects of the gibberellin means? This is elongation of internode. Elongation of the internode. That stem. Stem means throughout the stem. This internode means between the node and between two node region, that is called as an internode, and shoot elongations and promote the monoecious plant. What is called as a monoecious plant? Monoecious means only one type of the flowers, whether it may be a male flower or female flower is occur. The plant having only one type of the flower means that is called as a monoecious plants. Dioecious means having the both the male flower as well as the female flower, that is called as a dioecious plant. And break the dormancy. Break the dormancy means it promotes the growth of the seed. That is called as a break dormancy. Dormant period means it will be calm for the when the favorable conditions occur. Till that time, the seed will be in the calm conditions. Once the favorable conditions are rainy season started, means automatically the seeds start to grow. It breaks the down. So this called breakdown. So it is also parthenocarpic fruits are developed by the gibberellins. Parthenocarpic fruits means development of the fruit without the fertilization. That is called as parthenocarpic fruit. It is efficient when compared to the oxen. It is very efficient. So more or less is related to the the internode and external elongations and parthenocarpic fruit. These are all related to the gibberellin only. So up to that, the plant hormone growth promoters alone over. Okay, and the grow inhibitors ethylene and ABA abscisic acid we will see in the next video sessions. In that have any documents you approach me. Only three hormones gibberellin, cytokinin and axin. In that cytokinin the Richmond Lang effect is very important. It will be somewhat confusions in that. It may be asked in the two remaining things in the cell division, cell elongations and lateral bud and monoecious and Richmond Lang effect. These are the physiological effects of the cytokinins. Okay, and axin means root, stem, apical dominance, parthenocarpic, and abscission layer. These are the physiological effects of the axin. So, okay, want to thorough with all the physiological effects. The 11th standard, it may be studied elaborately. The physiological effects occur in the particular plants, how it will be occurs like okay. Thank you, children. We will see in the next video session.